Bashar al-Assad's regime in Syria. Crowds gathering in Damascus to celebrate after opposition forces entered the capital.
Assad's private residence ransacked with furniture overturned, items strewn everywhere. An opposition fighter spotted sitting inside this office at the presidential palace. We've got team coverage of this major event in the Middle East, including the reaction right here in the U.S., beginning with ABC's James Longman. James, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Gio. This is one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of the Middle East. Bashar al-Assad inherited power from his father nearly 25 years ago. He has clung on to that power through years of civil war. But now a new rebel movement has managed to topple his regime in less than 2 weeks.
History made overnight as Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad is overthrown in a lightning move by rebel fighters. They are this morning inside the presidential palace, walking its huge halls, celebrating amid the abandoned luxury of the Assad regime. As outside, jubilation spreads on the streets of the capital. For a moment, few saw coming. Rebels declaring victory from the state TV studios, saying the city of Damascus has been liberated. The tyrant Bashar al-Assad has been toppled. The rebels seizing Damascus almost without a fight, as Assad's military appeared to evaporate. This Syrian military checkpoint left abandoned overnight, military uniforms left behind, scattered on the floor. Such scenes were unthinkable less than 2 weeks ago when the rebels launched a sudden offensive. That snowballed, and day after day, they overrun key cities. Assad in power for the group solidifying its status as guardians of the revolution, on Saturday storming the city of Homs, birthplace of Syria's rebellion back in 2011. And they've released prisoners from Syria's infamous jails, where they'd languished for years for opposing the regime. Protesters chanting, "Long live Syria, down with al-Assad," setting fire to a poster of the Syrian president. The US and President Biden have been acting with caution, with no plans to intervene.
Assad's backers, Iran, Russia, and Hezbollah, have all been weakened and distracted. And so he has not had the support from those three actors that he expected to be able to count on, and has been left basically naked.
Now, I've been speaking to many of the Syrians that I've met over the last 13 years. They are overjoyed at what has happened. Millions have been displaced. They're looking forward to being able to go home now. The issue for them, though, is the future is far from certain.
So many.
Officer Daryl Blocker. Daryl, good to have you here. I'm wondering, does this sweeping rebel takeover bring back fears at all of an Islamist takeover in the region, specifically for U.S. intelligence and military officials?
Bill, I think it does, but I think we also need to temper our tying the HTS with al-Nusra, and with ISIS and al-Qaeda. They have evolved over the last 10 years. Now, as the president said, the proof is going to be in the pudding. They're actually going to have to base it on their actions and not on their words. And right now, everybody's in the jubilation stage. Everybody is happy, just like in the aftermath of Saddam Hussein leaving, in the aftermath of Gaddafi leaving. But those places, hopefully we've learned on how to manage the next steps with the Syrians and those who come into power.